Oh yes, we are there at the perfect time of the year when you are amazed by the beauty that Mother Nature has to offer. The foliage. But have you ever wondered why leaves turn into this beautiful red, orange, yellow and brownish color? And why do they fall? Let's find it out. Wait for a sec. Before starting with the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel and share this with your friends. Back on the foliage then. The first thing to understand what the foliage is to know the role leaves play in the tree. Leaves are the source of energy for the whole plant. To do that, they are a vital part of a process called photosynthesis. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you don't, let me know in the comments below, so I can make a video only about that. For now, just know there is a phenomenal and unique process where plants can make their own food by using a bit of sun and water. Photosynthesis is initiated by green pigment that is found on leaves called chlorophyll. Let's pause for a moment. Do you know what a pigment is? The pigment is a molecule that is found in many living and non-living beings. It's what gives colors to everything that we see in life. When the sunlight hits an object, its pigment absorbs some colors while reflecting others. Those that we see are the ones that have been reflected and reach our eyes. So back on the chlorophyll, the green pigment on leaves absorbs most of the colors, while it partly reflects the greens. But this isn't the only one that you find on leaves, as there are others reflecting red, orange, yellow, and even purple colors. What happens is that during summertime, there are so many green pigments on the leaves that they obscure all the others. Why is it that? Because as we said, chlorophyll is the main element to make food for the tree. And the tree wants to make as much food as possible when it can. To recap then, tree gets the food they need through leaves from a process called photosynthesis. Leaves are able to trigger this process thanks to a green pigment called chlorophyll. That's why during the warm season, the majority of the trees have green leaves. So now we need to understand why they suddenly decide to change colors always at the same time of the year. Well, as everything we do in nature, the reason is pretty simple. They do change color as they are preparing for winter. Yes, that's right. When the days get shorter and the temperatures start to drop, this is the call for plants to take all nutrients back into the trunk and branches. So the chlorophyll leaves the space for the other colors that we see in the foliage. They do that since during winter there is not enough sunlight or perhaps water to continue the production of the food. So just like bears and other mammals, they do collect all the food they need during summertime. At this point, leaves are so beautiful to see and to photograph. But be quick, as this period only lasts for a few weeks. Leaves have lost their job and won't be needed until spring kicks back in. So they start to fall. Some trees, like ash trees, are the last one to grow leaves in springtime and the first one to lose them in fall. This is due to the genetic traits or heritage that each tree has. Curious to know is that this happens also for trees that we find in city. The reason here is because they're simply stressed. Do you know also that some trees lose leaves even when it's still warm out there? Have you ever watched a safari documentary perhaps? Everyone knows that during the dry season it's easier to spot the animals, mainly because trees have lost their leaves due to the lack of water. Leaves fall when they can't do their job anymore, but it's an evolutionary trait for trees to protect the core of the body, so the trunk and the branches. For example, deciduous trees, so those with large leaves, lose them because snow trapped within them may add unnecessary weight with the risk of breaking some branches. Following along with this conversation, you may argue that not all trees lose their leaves every fall. And you are just right. Evergreen trees, which are most of the conifers and pine needles trees out there, don't lose their leaves or needles. Or let me rephrase it better. Needles do fall, but after a few years, after they stay attached to the plant during winter. That's why we call them evergreen. Trees have two roads they approach to survive the cold. On one end, they let the leaves fall and restart from scratch in spring. Or in the other, they produce an antifreeze wax for the needle so they can last longer. No matter which one you prefer, there is a reason why you find most of deciduous trees at a lower altitude or middle altitude compared to the evergreen ones. And that's all folks for now. I hope you like this video, so by the next time you will admire the foliage with your friends, you will be able to tell the story of why they change color and why did they fall. I will see you in another video here at the Alpine Academy, the place that helps you discover the outdoors.